All right, falafel review. We're at Soup and Gyro in Tribeca on Church Street between Reed and Worth Street. Pretty authentic Turkish place. So let's see how it is. All right, we're at Thomas Paine Park under the statue of Abraham de Peyster, former Dutch mayor of New York, at the intersection of Center Street, Lafayette Street, off of Worth Street, with all the courthouses there and there. The park is named after Thomas Paine, one of the founding fathers of America, whose writings and political thoughts were influential and influencing the American Revolution and subsequently the French Revolution. Mr. Paine was born in Britain. In his early life, he was an excise officer under the British royal government. At one point, he wrote a publication arguing for higher wages for excise officers, which was a highly popular publication. Subsequently, he was fired from another post and was at risk of being put in a debtor's prison. So he sold all of his possessions. He separated from his wife to pay for this debt and avoid being sent to prison. In the process, he was introduced to Benjamin Franklin, who urged him to go to the American colonies, and he did so. And Mr. Franklin wrote him a letter of recommendation. In 1776, he published Common Sense, which was one of his groundbreaking publications that helped inspire the American Revolution. He was also influential in the writing of the Declaration of Independence. And once the Declaration was made, he continued his writings. He published The American Crisis. In 1791, he wrote Rights of Man, which was highly influential in the French Revolution. And so by then, he had made a name for himself, and his publications had gained notoriety. By 1793, after the French Revolution, the French faction that overthrew the government, including Robespierre, turned on Thomas Paine and jailed him in Paris, where he wrote Age of Reason. And ultimately, in 1794, President Monroe negotiated his release. Mr. Paine continued publishing, and in 1796, he turned on George Washington even. He published an open letter to George Washington where he called into question his generalship and called him a hypocrite. By then, his popularity dwindled and he had left the United States, and he wrote Agrarian Justice. By 1802, he returned to the United States, where he was decidedly less popular. He died in New York, in West Village, on Grove Street. All right, this is Soup and Gyro Turkish food. Let's see how it is. Here's the first view. Very vibrant, very colorful. Nice tomato on top, some red cabbage, some lettuce, fresh pita. And they give you a nice little pastry too, which is nice. All right, one bite in. Didn't get any falafel. A few more bites. I can already sense there's gonna be a distribution problem. You can see all the falafel down there, all the toppings up here. These toppings are very fresh and vibrant. Falafel's tasty, but it's very bifurcated. All right, final bite, final verdict. It's a shame because the toppings are very good. Falafel's okay. It's not the best falafel I've had. It's a little dense, but it's good. It just wasn't properly distributed. This is 7-8.